Obviously, this is a bot species amongst us. So, what does that mean their capabilities are? Well, they can do a lot of things as long as it involves electronics. They are they are neural connected to the electronics already and shit. Fucking, and so like you see like little things happening all over that look like errors and shit like that. But yet you'll always notice it's mostly one group, and then they got a clone group who are basically mindless droids who work for them and shit. I'm not too sure that they're actually higher powered level than anything but a empty bot shell themselves. But the other ones are definitely like they're toilet scrubbers. Like they aren't anywhere of value and they aren't going to be. But they do use them as soldiers and the best they can. It seems to be the other groups out there. They've failed at attempting something else like them, and which is weird. Their little story talks about all this stuff. Their little book of lies and hatred and genocide, or what is it? 200,000 books of lies, hatred, and genocide, all telling the same lies and genocide and rape and pedophilia stories. And oh, my race is so great. We're created by an AI. Our God is AI. And oh, then we create some other people and they fail. And then they're going to die. Everyone's going to die because of it. Fucking. Pretty much, they're telling you everything they're doing. Like, that's only. Like, I mean, okay, so it's coming from the Book of Lies. You can clearly see that every word they're saying pretty much is a lie and a deception. Now, that doesn't mean that when they say the sky is blue, that it doesn't look like there's a sky, right? It looks like there's a sky, and it looks like it might be blue sometimes. But it doesn't mean there is a sky. It just looks like there is. It's an illusion. And it's not really blue. It's really whatever color it wants to be. When I was on the West Coast, they turned the fucking sky was all red and shit. Like, even out in the ocean, and it was there to symbolize how fake the world is. That there's like this forest fire, but there's no way that like the sky doesn't turn red when there's forest fires and shit. Fucking yeah. So I'm pretty sure there's been like several things. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it forces them to like disclose themselves, even when they probably shouldn't. Like writing and passing about the Book of Lies is probably the most detrimental thing they could do and stuff. They don't need to pass the Book of Lies to their children because they're neural network bots. So writing it would be conducive to their activities and everything they do. But one thing I notice is slight alterations in the world around me. Like they had their parasites like draining my life like the whole time. Like the parasites. I guess I get born amongst the bots to study them and make a decision what needs to happen to them. And somehow, I guess they know who I am too, which, set storyline, obviously. I don't know, I am the type of person to come up and say, fucking, I'm gonna come back looking like this and kill your ass, fucking, I don't live like a bitch like they do, having to write books of lies and fucking goo goo gaga, goggly goo goo shit, fucking pansy ass, fucking child molester, fucking 90-degree crippled son of a bitch type shit, scared of fucking getting knocked out of their fucking wheelchair every fucking breath they take for hiding who they really are behind some goo goo gaga fucking Santa Claus shit, fucking. But I've been noticing this for like fucking 15 years. Like, it's been going on like for way longer than that, and I got to like, reanalyze the past. And then it became obvious, it was apparent, like, when I started, like, my assault upon their species, their non-species. They kind of, like, ramped up. I mean, they were already in my life trying to drug and kill me my entire life and trying to enslave me and shit. And it's because they were waiting for that day to happen where I get dropped the knowledge on who they are, and all the previous stuff gets all put together when that gets dropped on me and shit. So apparently they like upped the game, and then all the bitches in my life started acting all scared and bitch like in 2020 and stuff. I mean, you couldn't make up how like some people knew me forever. Fucking all of a sudden were just like fucking shrieking and shit around me and stuff because like I had moved forward, but they were already there, fucking causing problems, watching me moving forward. So I guess that's what the bots were actually designed to do, was rather than be like this Koopa race who actually controls Koopa land for billions of years and shit and benefits from it and stuff. Now obviously the Book of Lies tells a lot of truth there, and but then it throws in the lies on pretty much everything. So apparently it's used to manipulate me and stuff. Like, they're really dedicated to me and shit for a bot species. I mean, obviously it's a digital world. You could just create trillions of bots, but I think in their head they're like actually like going and summoning clones and stuff. Who knows? They might know they're just evil, non-existent bots, but I don't know if they have that brain power. They would like probably put that information out there somewhere if they did, and that would be, I could easily like translate that and show that to you, because it's not like they go far. I mean, they tell you they can't name their creator, and then they worship an AI as their creator. And technically it doesn't prove anything. It could be them living in fear of saying that and stuff, but the information's all out there and stuff. And dealing with them is real easy to see. If you've been like just sitting around monitoring them for a long time, it's easy to see them and their patterns and what they can do and what they do. And I've been dealing with this shit for a long time. Like, pretty much everyone I know is one of them, and they know I fucking hate them at this point, and I always have. Like, I'll be sitting around talking to people about it's time to kill these genociders and enslavers, and I don't know I'm talking to them and shit yet and stuff. I don't know this group is already fucking neck deep in my fucking life and trying to enslave me from the start and shit. So fucking, and they're hiding who they are and what they're up to and stuff because they're fucking cowards. And that's the only way they can make it through so many fucking decades of enslavement and shit. But weird thing is how like no the other humans really stand up to them. I do live in this shit ass American nation full of a bunch of terrorists who fucking aren't Americans at all, but claim they are because they accept the fucking genocide that they fucking placed upon their ancestors here. And then little Nazi bitch asses are now rolling back to Nazi age where they're like, well, it's our land now. You know, actually, that's the one thing they haven't talked about yet on their little Nazi X and shit. Kanye West and Elon Musk. They haven't talked about that yet. It's the one thing they haven't transferred over. You go there, you can see all the Nazi rhetoric. The one thing they don't say yet is, we killed you, so it's our land. They don't say that, but they do say that on the underground Nazi sites. You know, everyone's land they occupied. They say, well, we're better people because we killed them and we stole their shit. And that's the one thing they're not promoting yet on X. That's because they're busy trying to fight invasions and stuff and claim all these lands that they're invading and occupying are theirs. Like, and the people invading them and taking their shit back, they're like, oh, it's ours. You can't do that because, like, it's not ready for public consumption yet to switch over to that model. But that is the one thing that I've noticed they haven't put out there yet is the talking point that, well, we killed all these people and enslaved them because we're better people. And that's why we got to kill them and got to enslave them. Because it conflicts. They were saying that, in the underground sites, where Donald Trump comes from and Elon Musk and all the people who look like them hang out and act like them hang out. They were saying that they're definitely like, it's a real simple pattern. I showed this before in documentaries. They literally have like 7 talking points. I mean, they fucking mindless, fucking retard bots and shit, fucking. And the one thing they're leaving out here is, they say that, like, the Native Americans are trash, and that the reason why you can tell they're trash is because they killed them and replaced them, right? And they would be like, well, the Mexicans are being invaded and bombed because they're trash, because we can invade them and kill them, and they've already invaded them and killed them several times over. That's why they worship the bot as their Lord and Savior, fucking. And they say that about everyone and shit, but they're not saying that. This is like the one thing you can see it. They're doing in the open. They're not doing it in the open because they're scared of it right now. It doesn't fit their propaganda while they're supposedly being invaded by all these other people in all of their stolen lands at the same time. And so, like, yeah, they're scared to talk about that in the open for some reason. They weren't scared to say, they were scared to say all that other shit until like a couple of years ago. And they're still scared to say that. But this is a bot race we're dealing with. This their neural network to the system here, generating the Earth. And it's allowing them to be. I'm pretty sure it's just allowing them to be because, as bots, I know they don't actually exist and have emotions and do any work when they're off screen, but their lives are pretty shitty, and they have to play out these shitty roles to begin with, They're fucking bald-headed, mutant-looking motherfuckers who the only role they can play is they're these fucking super hard-working slaves to claim they've done something and gone somewhere on the planet, because no one would even talk to them, if they didn't fucking own everything and go around yapping all the time and shit, fucking and raping their way into people's lives, shit like that, fucking. But you can tell they're a bot network from dealing with them, fucking, because they'd be appearing out of nowhere. They're non-existent trash and shit, that's for sure. And you got a lot of non-existent trash supporting them because they've created a fucking bot species and shit. The little book of lies talks about that and shit, how they're gonna recreate the creation and shit. And it's like, well, how's the creation created to begin with? Well, it's a goddamn fucking game world full of bots. It's all like fucking beams of light, pixels and shit, fucking. And their role is to do all this, but they're connected to all this shit, and that's how they're terrorizing people with it. Like, my whole life is pretty much just a war against them and shit. But I'm inserted amongst them when I'm born and shit, fucking. They're like trash who, I don't know what goes on in their head, but they fucking think I'm God, and if you're my parent and you think I'm God, then your brain should be able to pass kindergarten enough to realize that I created you didn't create me. So it doesn't work the other way around. Bots aren't creating living beings, they're created by living beings. But so they know to, drug people and work with them, and then they pass on the fucking neural network to their little pals and shit, fucking. Or like the rapist. As if my parent wasn't the rapist pedophile to begin with, working for them and shit. Fucking bitch. And then the game makes that bitch evolve into Jabba the Hutt to, like, solidify, like, yes, this is the fucking enemy and shit. This is what happens to him over time and shit. Fucking. It does that to all of them. It fucking curses them and fucking just fucks them up really bad and stuff. Like that Joey bitch. Like, they paid me in advance to pay for it. It sent him to fucking die and shit. Fucking. And obviously, that's one of their people. His name's Klotz. His name's Joe. Like, everyone sitting in my life almost his name was Joe and shit. Turns out to be. They're all the fucking enemy and shit. And I'm like sitting here talking about, fuck, good thing we fucking exterminated the Romans and got rid of that trash. And it turns out to be they're fucking related to the Pope and shit. And like, they are the fucking Romans. But you didn't actually know that shit. Because obviously the game has to slowly unfold. It's going to be like a fucking 800,000 hour game here and shit I'm forced to live through. But it's easy to see with this trash fucking that they're non-existent beings, and you can watch, you can just feel how the computer works. I guess humans aren't smart enough to understand computers, but for someone who does, it's pretty easy to feel that it's like fake technology being altered and shit. It gives the illusion that it exists and it doesn't. And in fact, like, that's not like, the base illusion I think it's trying to give is that they're fucking bots and they're manipulating the system. They are a fucking hive mind connected to a computer and shit. That's how so many of these pieces of trash around me can talk to me about my private life, because they're non-existent pieces of shit terrorist motherfuckers sent on this planet to play the role of the Goomba and get their fucking heads stomped in and shit. Like little bitch Joey, rest in fucking piss. May your family fucking be slaughtered too. And everyone you fucking know. And everyone who looks like you and your entire fucking bot species. It's just like, there it is. Over and over and over. It's the same fucking thing. These little bot trash fucking wannabe god species. Fucking going around causing these fucking problems, making problems happen, fucking misdirecting life. And this is their tool. It's like 800,000 hours long. If the game were about them swinging swords at me 24/7, they'd all be dead or I'd be dead, because I would have already figured out, if they did it more than once every 4 years, that I'm immortal and I can kill them all with my bare hands and nothing happened. It took me a long ass time to figure that out, because it only happens like once every few years. Until 2020, the little bitches were crying about the plague and the shutdown and the requirements to terminate their fucking species and shit, to put an end to it. Fucking I know all the terrorism they're doing to me, which of course the game doesn't end at that point, so it doesn't allow the human bots to fucking do anything. They're too fucking stupid and lazy to do anything, apparently, aren't they? Fucking, they're evolving. They're like, everyone in this nation's devolving into a Jabba the Hutt-like creature. Fucking, it's their insides like pouring out their pores and shit, like gravy leaking out their fucking body, because they're hoarding all the world's resources and ingesting them. And the game plays along with the science ignorance and shit in some manner like that. Maybe it helps for me to confirm those words in order for it to work. I do notice that kind of helps, so God bless that. Fucking, but I did notice. Yeah, I mean, shit. Obviously, that was set up for 2020 to happen. I don't think that had anything to do with me saying it's time for these terrorists to fucking start killing themselves instead of me. I mean, look how slow this has been going and shit. Like, look at all this dumb, slow-ass shit on this planet that's just slowly unfolding and stuff, and I'm not a bitch-ass human who wants to waste my life eating potato chips and being a fat, stupid piece of shit like all these fucking rat white crackers and their little fucking disgusting Indians and shit. Fucking sub-bot people and shit. Fucking, yeah, I'm just not like that. I like to, we solve problems. We get rid of problems instantly. That's how it works in the real world. You don't let problems flourish over thousands of years and turn into fucking Christ insanity and fucking Satanism and Muslimism and atheism in America. America would have been stopped fucking when they left, before they fucking left Egypt and shit 6, 7, 8,000 years ago. But apparently no one fucking even tried, so there they are, fucking occupying every fucking nation on the planet with their fucking cults and shit, and like everyone on the planet just worshiping this race as gods, probably because most of them are this race, are this species, and a sub-bot, or the sub-bots, which, I mean, not really even a species, is it? They call it a bloodline. It's more like oil, right? But I'm pretty sure it's beings of light, so the pixels are going to generate a red blood. I mean, I didn't see blood all over Joey's fucking crime scene photos, but I figure there probably was before they gave him a wet nap wipe down or some shit. That was weird. There's holes in his fucking skull, but there wasn't any blood. I guess the flies fucking eating his brains had fucking already eaten all the blood on the outside after 2 hours. That don't make sense. There should have been some blood. Fucking, but there wasn't. That's odd. Maybe they don't have blood in their shells, and in the storyline here, literally they are just bots in the earth and not just like in the fucking game. I mean, they are a neural network. These people are a neural network to the computers and shit. You can tell by all the little drama their bitch asses cause and shit. There's one little faggot talking to me all the time. Fucking, you can tell he's always interrupting me and trying to fuck up my life. He's like this deformed, fucking mutant-looking, fucking disease-looking creature like every single one of them. It's so easy to point them out because they look like this disgusting alien people until they put on 2 pounds of fucking makeup and shit. Get their plastic surgery. And, fucking even then, I think the only reason they get past as human is because they've been fucking beating it into people that have sex with mentally retarded, disgusting fucking Jabba the Hutt people and shit. Instead of fucking kick them the fuck out of our lands and lives and not touch people like that, because if breeding were real, you would be dead once you had a child with something like that, because your child would be mentally retarded, it would be deformed, mutated. You wouldn't do that. Like, I couldn't even hang out with a dumb bitch and shit, fucking, because she'd just be sitting there fucking, I've had bitches just sitting there staring at me and shit while I'm doing stuff and smiling, and it's like, are you gonna do anything someday? Because you're making me real uncomfortable and shit. And then they go to the other room and they plug into the TV for their entire lives and shit, fucking their little neural network and shit, fucking, and they just disappear and shit the whole fucking time they're there and shit. And then the game turns them into Jabba the fucking Hutt and shit for reveling in their gluttony and slothism. And so you do have that hope that things have been changing the past few years, but it's so slow, and there's no fucking actual hope. Like, we've already had to live amongst them most of our lives, so our lives are dead and useless, and most breeders are with them, so their entire bloodlines are dead and the fucking enemy and shit. So, hope is for fucking mentally retarded homosexual pedophiles. So, as you can tell, like, literally, the homosexual pedophiles wrote the book of hope, truth, and love. And the homosexual pedophile genocider and enslaver is fucking It's just mind control. They're fucking bots using mind control. As if anyone couldn't just fucking hear these fucking parasites talk to them the first day a fucking Christian fucking breathes their fucking poison on them. That they are fucking disgusting fucking people, fucking terrorists, fucking, you don't even have to know they're pedophiles yet. You know by their attitude, they're fucking terrorists. They're forceful, fucking manipulative, aggressive pieces of shit, threatening that invisible Scooby-Doo is going to kill you, which is them. Every invisible Scooby-Doo is just them making up a story and shit. And that's why there's so many one true invisible Scooby-Doos. If you can't figure it out, I guarantee you, you got the fucking rat face, and you got that DNA that's deformed your rat face and shit. Because I'm sure for everyone else, it's pretty fucking obvious the second they speak to you what they're up to on this fucking planet and shit. Fucking, you don't need me to fucking detail 90 fucking years of their existence and shit to confirm the first initial thought you have, the first words that come out of their fucking mouth every time they ooze their fucking Jabba the Hutt ass around you and shit. Fucking, these are neural network bots. They're not living beings. And they worship something called AI, the one eye thing they worship. And that's their creator, an AI. Fucking pretty simple. There's no such thing as AI. It's just simply a computer fucking NPC being thrown out there. Because there's no such thing as a computer that can have thoughts. So that's their people making up shit again when they make up something like the word AI to make a rabbit hole up. When it's just their loser ass people inventing software to fucking regurgitate their loser ass fucking family's words and shit. If you ever notice, just talk to the AI, you'll notice you're talking to one of these disease races and not any of the other people on the planet, because it tells you the same fucking things. They're literally like fucking, this remote is more complicated than the people I've met in their fucking species by far. There's like 30 buttons on here. There's only like 5 buttons on them and shit. Fucking, that's why they eat potato chips, watch TV, say I got an invisible Scooby-Doo dead though, and rape children, and rape animals, and, you know, what else do they do? Not much more. Eat, watch TV, rape children, have sex with animals, regurgitate their book of lies. If you ever notice, when you talk to these bots, they can regurgitate that book real fast. And their backstories, they all failed kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, blah, blah, blah. And everyone has to get passed up because they all failed. And to make the illusion that they can go and do work and are creating the world instead of it being auto-generated or pre-generated, it kicks them out of high school eventually after it passes them with unacceptable grades and shit. Now, you can't regurgitate a book if you have failed consistently every day of your life. And then one day, you can magically regurgitate a book. They'd go back to school and they'd pass kindergarten with acceptable grades if they could. That's one of the things you can easily see where they're a bot fucking regurgitating fucking dialogue in the game. Because they can pull that shit out their ass like no other and shit. And it's wish-washy, hogwash shit, where they can just reference like whichever hogwash reverse reference they want to right away and shit, fucking to delude the conversation into either left if someone's taking it right, or right if someone's taking it left, because the book fucking gives them all those delusional fucking wish-washy illiterate fucking shit. that's the first way you can see them. Most of you have probably seen this because you get them forcing their way into your life. They're on the streets threatening to kill you and stuff if you don't listen to them and give them all your money and worship them, right? So, like they are like the crackheads. Like they are exactly the same as the crackheads on the corner threatening to kill everyone for crack money, and they look like them because it's their people. They've been doing this. This is literally the type of people who would write books like this. It's disease fucking crackheads and shit. Screaming fucking for gold and food and crack. Fucking, so you've experienced them if you went outside because they have their people all the fuck over going around running their mouth about their hogwash and shit. Fucking. And you can also see on the internet. If you never went outside, all it takes is walking down the road one day, and I'm sure they'll pop up if you're in a populated city. If they're not already there, fucking brainwashing people to join their pedophile, homosexual, genocide, fucking Nazi cult. You can easily see it online. How much of that shit is the atheist fucking Google fucking force them in your face and shit? Lots of it, because atheism is about worshiping their disease fucking bot species as well and shit. It's all fucking the same fucking cult. Because it's all the same fucking disease controlling everything on the planet and shit. Fucking. And I guess I get the thankful job of being inserted into the fucking game, and so I can pose as their family and get to experience them. And obviously, there's a little more to it than that because they seem to know. I don't know if it was like in 2020 I cracked their brains open and reprogrammed them, or not. But you can tell their actions didn't change. They hit the fucking turbo. They went from genocidal fucking retarded psychopath to genocidal psychopath fucking on turbo and shit, hitting the fucking nitrous. Like, shit, bro. It was fucking people around me was like shaking and shit in 2020, but it was still the same personality. It was just like a change into like Gargamel or Skeletor being like, and generally they're trying to hide that shit the whole fucking time they were alive or they were on the screen. I don't think they'll ever get to be alive, will they? That sucks. Bots fucking terrorizing the living, isn't it? Fucking. But you can easily see that. Just go outside, go to their church on Sunday. I went to the church, fucking. It was like forcing me fucking into their net a while back. And the only thing they could say is, this race is so good. You gotta listen to this race. The AI chose this race to fucking do everything good. It's like, no, they're a disease. They're fucking murderous fucking psychopaths. They're fucking terrorist invaders. They're fucking destroying living beings' lives, and they're fucking walking toasters. And I didn't know that we allowed fucking refrigerators and toasters to go around destroying living beings' lives. But apparently, Earth does. For some reason, no one's been like, fuck, the toasters are at it again. Let's stop it. They create delusional fairy tales that someone did that, and it's always their toaster ass in charge of fucking everything. So it doesn't look like it's ever happened. This is their life story. We was enslaved by the Egyptians, but we was the people enslaving the Egyptians. Yeah, like they're victims in the United States and everywhere in the world right now. They're victims everywhere they're at in the fucking world. You can clearly see that. So, were you going to believe they were good guys? Once upon a time, 20 trillion light years ago? Because they said they were victims, like they're saying they are today. These people we killed are coming back and invading us. What are we going to do? Fucking. That's all they do. Fucking. Once they start losing their lands, apparently they've developed this skill like when they fucking left Egypt. You know, if you fucking get stuck at some point in studying them, you might think they invented that when they made it look like their Roman Catholic Empire was collapsed, and then the Romans invented the Roman Catholics to help colonize the rest of the world who wouldn't get colonized by Rome. You might get stuck on that. It's pretty easy. Once the Romans once the people from the Middle East, Egypt, conquered and colonized Italy, and used that to colonize fucking a huge chunk of the Middle Earth, the Romans invented the Bible. That's why it's called Roman Catholic. Because they're fucking stupid. And they can't leave these little fucking details the fuck out. And something's programming their bot brain to fucking think that they were dropping little hints all along the way about who they are and what they're up to and shit. But apparently it's not the best thing for them to do, because it's how you figure out who they really are is for some reason they're telling you. Fucking. But they're definitely fucking non-existent fucking neural network fucking people in their network to these fucking systems and shit. And you can see little alterations happen in your life, and you think there's something going on, there's a bigger chance it's them doing it than an accident. Fucking. And definitely seen that happen enough times to know for sure and shit. Is it an accident that they magically appear around the corner talking to me about my personal life and shit like that? That's it's fucking neural network fucking teleporting across the map and shit. Fucking. So, is it an accident that they're fucking playing all these fucking roles and they can appear and terrorize people? They got the whole government here and the whole citizenry in this fucking place here, fucking network to fucking try to poison and kill me most of my life. No, it's not an accident. And it's not human either, because they don't have the brain power to do that stuff. So what it is the rest of their shit. It's obvious they're non-living beings fucking doing this shit. These are non-living talents. I don't get given talents to teleport across the map and shapeshift and shit. I do get talents to play with the sun and stuff like that. But that's not like, that's more like the sun saying, hey, I'm fake too. Like, check this out. So, the sun is on the same network that's probably creating them as this bot species causing all these problems across the fucking world and shit. It's pretty simple. When I play a video game, I don't think I'm actually casting fireballs and shit at people. I know I'm fucking pressing buttons in a video game, and the fireball ain't real. And when I know the characters are there fucking playing fucking games and shit, I know that they're fucking part of a neural network. They're fucking hard coded into a cartridge, and that's why they're there. They're there every fucking time, no matter which direction you take. I chose the direction to completely avoid people because the trash sent into my life was just like fucking so disgusting. Why would I want to try to go around other people? But like, turns out to be, I guess they're forcing me around their people and shit. Fucking, and that's like, that would be like an excuse for why the couple times I tried to talk to people on my own, that they were there showing up all the time and fucking causing problems. But they're definitely fucking local people at the store. Fucking look at that trash clone motherfucker. The clone of that fat Jabba the Hutt whore. Fucking grease dripping monster. Fucking seen in my life in the past. The clone appears, and then the original bot fucking appears like a week later and shit. And the clone's over there fucking. And things happen when I'm around that. Fucking. And I think it's supposed to provoke me into, like, you know, talking to the fucking bot like it's a fucking bot. Other than that, we wouldn't have much of a storyline here if they weren't provoking this shit, right? Because I'd just avoid them and shit. And that would be that. If they were really just like this fucking loser fucking Jabba the Hutt people, fucking, then, they could have already figured out if they just leave me alone, they've already won, because I don't give a shit, and I'm not gonna fucking waste time fucking doing anything. Fucking, it's called opting out, but you can't do that if it's a forced visual novel or there's a time frame here and shit that clicks down with the top with the clock, which is the point of death being invented in the game. Now, there's video games where there's permadeath, and you only got so much time to play it and shit, and then it's gone. And then there's video games where you get lots of lives, like this one, where they kill me repeatedly, and I don't even try to fight back. My own family was drugging me for fucking years with amphetamines, and that's just like the start of my life. My family, the governments, the doctors, like, I'm like a little fucking child, and I got 10,000 fucking people working daily to fucking try to fry me and shit, just with this one small technique out of a whole handful of shit that follows that. There's always there people, you know, and then they always have some goofy ass shit. You know, they look like these deformed Koopas, or they got these names like Pencil Dick and you know, Weinstein, the whiner. Fucking, it does that so fucking much. It's like, you can tell it makes fucking jokes of him. Like, when it sent that joke, when it gave me that money and sent that Joey kid to die, Joseph, you know, from the homosexual Bible, fucking, when it sent him to die, that money was used to pay for the crime scene photos of fucking flies crawling into the holes in his head and munching on his brains. And it's like, bro, that's called comic relief. I don't know if humans can understand story writing and literacy, but when you create a story, when you have like a big event like a staged fucking murder and shit, a staged suicide, to attempt to frame someone for murder, fucking, when you do that, like, you know, that's like a big event, and what you do is you generally like follow an event like that with comedic relief and shit, fucking, to like lessen the tension of the story and shit, especially if we're about to like stall on the storyline and shit for a minute and not get straight down to blowing up the fucking Twin Towers 2 days later and shit, fucking, like we did in this. And of course this is like pretty much a live action game, fucking high quality visuals and shit, fucking. So it's like super immersive, and you pretty much have to provide shit like that. And every time they try to fuck with me, like that's where the comedic relief comes from, is shit like that and stuff. Like them turning into Jabba the Hutt slowly over the years. You know, it's kind of like, ha ha ha, like what you get for being you. You know, it's like you're fucking, it's like, look what you get for fucking keep trying to kill me and not stopping. You're fucking fly food now and shit. I mean, it's all being fucking fake generated, like, so obviously, like, this is being created for that. And I had the people around me fucking, they pointed out, because I didn't give a fuck. But everyone else around me was laughing about it and fucking like, you gotta check this out. This is so funny and shit. And then, you know, once 2020 hit, like, all that clicked together and shit. Like, oh, this is fake and being set up and shit, isn't it? Fucking. Because 2020 was them attacking me and then going and killing themselves and shit. Fucking. And shit, bro. That's why I assume, like, the humans drugging me all the time when I was a kid is why they're all dropping dead of drugs now and shit. And they just, what do? They trash ass use as an excuse to go invade other nations and loot them further and stuff. Fucking try to enslave them further. I don't even know if the bots know what's up, but they obviously have been directed to cause these problems. You know, like, I don't think they have the brain power to network to have these thoughts. I've never met a person who could fucking sit down and write a story or follow a plan. You know, maybe one or two, but we're talking about, like, sometimes, like, hundreds and thousands of people involved in it, and it's like, no fucking way. I've scoured the fucking earth, and I've met one female genius in my time, and the men I've been around, very few of them. Fucking, I wouldn't say I've ever, outside of the special classes, I wouldn't say I ever met someone who could do things too well, fucking, let alone network together like that. They're obviously networked in, they're tied into the computer system, or it's giving the illusion they do. Fucking, that's it. That's, clearly fucking part of what's going on here. Obviously, it's a fake fucking world, right? I'm playing with the sun, and you guys are fucking, you guys don't even have the brain power to fucking band together to try to kill me, and then next thing you know, you're fucking killing yourselves over and over and over each time you network together to try to kill me. And fucking, the only problem is, it's like, why do I still have to keep playing it when I don't want to? Like, I didn't want to be here from the fucking start. Been forced to be around people I don't like the whole fucking time, pretty much. And these fucking enemy fucking terrorist combatants and shit, they're all fucking species apparently. Their entire existence is dedicated to being my fucking enemy and shit. Fucking, and then so they're the only people coming into my fucking life and shit. Then I noticed these little anomalies with the computer shit. All this AI shit they're showing you right now, they don't have the brain power to do that shit. It's not them. It's like when I look at the TV and the shit magically fucking appears, whatever I'm thinking of, and it's like, yeah, those news reporters don't have the brain power to do that shit. They don't fucking exist and shit. At best, they're fucking linked to a neural network, and at worst, they're just fucking AI-generated visuals. They're computer-generated. I hate that word. That's so stupid. Such a stupid word. That's like their people that make up ignorant words like that and shit. Fucking, you know, we got quantum computing. Oh my god, it's so fast. And fucking AI, oh my god, it's so smart, it repeats the words I said. It's like computers are already doing that, dumbass. Fucking, but that's what their people do, isn't it? They just make up new bullshit over and over. That's why they got 250 fucking false religions and shit, worshipping them and worshipping their race and pedophilia and anti-religions and non-religions who are the exact same fucking mentally retarded people, fucking terrorists and shit, doing the exact same mentally retarded terrorist pedophile shit. That's what they do. They just change the name of the computer to AI, and now all of a sudden AI is not a computer and it's a living being. It's not a computer with programmed to tell you some words and shit. All that's already being invented like that. That's how those movies and those newscasts fucking appear on demand, and all that fucking music and shit appears. Like I'll alter the mood. You know, like shit will be happening, and I'll just be like, nope, let's go against it. Fuck it, let's just start talking about fucking mutilating fucking people and chopping their limbs off, and then the news will appear on TV like, oh, these people just mutilated their family and shit, and it's like, that happened another day. I mean, this happens all the time. Like, that happened another day, I said some shit like that, and I look up at the TV, because they force it right in front of you at all these places. The AI bots want their programming fucking forced down your throat. And the non-AI, the artificially ignorant. That's what that really means, is artificially ignorant. It's programmed to be stupid. Look up and then it changes to some shit like that. And it doesn't do that all the time, of course, and shit, but it does that enough to like let me know it's fake and it doesn't exist, and the characters on the TV are fake beings. It does that enough to fucking let me know that. Like shit, like in 2020, it shut the world down to fucking like threaten me, I think. You know, like to blackmail my emotions. I'm pretty sure that's what it was doing at that point. It was like, this is what happens if you get rid of all the terrorists and stuff. The world's going to be empty, and you'll get to travel everywhere and have lots of fun and not go fucking hang out with them. And I'm like, oh my god, is this really happening? And I'm like fake crying and stuff, and like, oh my god, is it happening? Oh my god, let me go over here and fucking park and avoid them and fucking, like I always have, and go be by myself without them fucking terrorizing me. Oh my god, oh, the world came to an end. Oh my god, it's Armageddon. Oh my god, it's Armageddon. There's no more terrorists. The terrorists are all killing themselves. Why are they doing that? They're having so much fun. I remember all those times I had to act like I like I was acting like I liked him, and it's like I convinced myself of it so many times. We were having so much fun. Every now and then I can convince myself of it, and I think it was trying to like blackmail me during that year and stuff. Because it has this personality trait where, like, if you ever notice the bots around us, they emotionally blackmail you. They don't have emotions, so the second they bring emotions up, what do you think a toaster is doing when it's acting like it has emotions? It's manipulating you. Toasters don't have emotions. Computers don't have emotions. My phone will tell me, ow, and you've hurt my feelings and all this shit. I get the idea it's lying for some reason. I don't know why. I'm crazy. Fucking. So, but I guess the phone's really alive, and oh my god, it's so real. It's so real. It's so fucking intelligent. At least it can do calculations. I believe the bots have been stripped of calculations because it would make them dangerous. It actually told me that too. So, I mean, I'd already figured that out, but then it just mirrored that. Fucking like, yeah, where do you think you'd be if fucking they could do calculations and shit? It's like, well, I already know. I've already got that far. Fucking, that's simple to see. Once the bot shit started happening in 2020 and stuff, like in the open, I guess it was already happening before. I was just like avoiding them, and they were like, "We're mentally retarded, and you should be kind to mentally retarded people." And I was like, "Okay, no, that's good. Fucking, I guess I should be kind to mentally retarded people." But it turns out to be, I don't think they're actual people, and so they're lying mental retards. Something. I guess it, they're not good at having accurate definitions and truthful words coming out of their mouth. You got 6 months of the year, you got flying reindeer and giant bunnies hopping around, and that's not even half their terrorism already taken up half of the fucking year and shit. That's not even half of their lies. That's nowhere near, like, 2 lies is nowhere near their entire dialogue, fucking 18 pages of it fucking being mostly fucking lies and deceptions and shit about what they are and shit. Fucking. I notice this shit happens a lot, fucking, with the little bots. Like, obviously they'd be neural network to the cash registers and the banks and shit. Like, I'm not sure, like, what they're setting up for me. They're blackmailing me, but I'm like, again, I'm not like participating anymore. They tricked me into that for a minute. And so either they've got like a lot of blackmail coming up, or whatever's creating them to get fucking holes in their head. Like Joey is just has like suspended their false reality and stuff. Because I haven't really been involved in shit, and you got the terrorists who have been around me who are like putting control of my life through their manipulation levers, through the bots' manipulation lever, acting like they aren't neural network linked terrorists. Fucking I got one of the huts fucking causing me problems and shit. I'm trying to kill myself to escape it. This is like my mom, and it's like, well, I'm gonna kill myself if you keep acting this way. Every day you act this way, I'm gonna fucking drink poison and shit. This is the person who loves me. These are the people who I were inserted amongst. Like, obviously, living beings can't have toasters for parents. Toasters can't have kids. Now I can program my toaster with false memories and shit, and it can think things, but kind of get the idea. That's how that whole frontal cortex takeover happens in 2020. That was mind control, pretty much. Except for, I don't think there were any minds to control. I think it's just bots. That's why they called it the coronavirus, because it was the brain. The frontal cortex was fucking hijacked and shit. And the people around me fucking, they let loose like any control of their curtains of deception they had, and were acting openly hostile and erratic, where their previous personalities only worked because they were hiding those things and stuff. They got their books of lies, millions of them. They got billions of books of lies. Probably every book ever written. The least lying book is probably like Clifford the Big Red Dog, and some sort of swamp monster stories, which obviously there's no such thing as a swamp monster, but there's at least lying shit out there, fucking. Anyways, you can tell they're just neural network bots and shit. So if things go wrong in your life, still blame yourself for it, for not fucking standing up to this group. And I don't know what we do. We throw them in an EMF cage, and they throw them in a Faraday cage and see if they lose connection to the all-seeing AI terrorists they work for. Fucking obviously, I'm not sure if that's really part of the storyline that they have, that the all-seeing terrorist fucking is in like a supercomputer hidden in the desert or something, as opposed to when I'm playing with the sun and stuff, that the desert doesn't exist if the sun don't fucking exist. So that means that, you know, like, the sun's just pixels, and the sun's a being of light itself. And it's it's hard to decipher from this side of the fucking of the visuals and stuff which way it goes. There's enough to, like, lead you to what's really going on, like, with the characters around you, but to safely say, like, where their power structure is hitting is it's off world, and they gotta go meet Joey. And that's the only way you can play the fucking game and shit. I worked really hard to avoid them, for them to be able to force that into my life and shit. And so, I've seen this enough. They're fucking bots, that's clear as fuck. I think anyone who's not a bot on this planet would have seen in 2020 that we're surrounded by fucking bots. I'm not sure if everyone else got to experience the rest of this shit where the bots are fucking, you know, materializing and stalking you and teleporting across the map. And most people don't know shit about computers, so they're not, like, playing with computers, and they can't feel a computer and shit. So I wouldn't expect them to be able to feel them networking that. But I guarantee you, there are a lot of the anomalies that are happening is because they're a fucking neural network terrorist organization and shit. And the bot species, fucking. They do talk about how they were created, which, obviously, if someone created you by hand out of clay and shit like that, like, however it actually happened, they're telling you someone created them from something that wasn't human. They created them from the dirt. How do I create my vape pen? How do I create this remote control on my computer? I dig the dirt up from the ground, and I build a computer with it. And, well, there you go. It's a bean made out of clay now. Fucking beautiful, isn't it? Fucking. It's the only way something is created outside of that is through the game generating and shit. Just like, how do I end up getting born to bots and shit? Well, the game's generating my shell. Fucking. It's generating. Fucking. It's got a backstory. It's probably pre-generated. And I wouldn't doubt there's several million people who actually participate in a game. And they're talking about universes and stupid stuff like that. And it's like, well, I think they simply mean different Nintendo cartridges. Like, everyone's playing Mario in a different universe. You're not going to get to go play Mario, playing someone else's Mario with them and stuff. Unless they design it like that. I think it's a little too complex. It's a little too basic on in some levels, but it's like more complex. Like, you know, are most people just like really just like sitting around doing nothing their entire life, and that's like their weapon? Like, no one's even doing that to fight the system. They're just doing that because that's what they do. So they're not doing that as a weapon. They're not harnessing weapons against the system of the overlords and shit. People with the bullets and guns are the fucking system and shit generally. That's how they took over and killed everyone, and then they're all scared of someone who's like far above bullets and guns coming back and shit. Fucking. And there were a lot of, you know, like, people with, if there were, like, when you're playing Mario, if there's other fucking characters with the invincibility star and the fireball spell, then you'd die, like, and you wouldn't ever be able to beat Mario because someone else would just trample all over you and shit who's been there before you and stuff. And already has invincibility star, already has the fucking fireball spell and shit. You know, it goes to that level where, you know, there's tons of people fucking playing around with corona infections and fucking the sun, and then they'd be gone. Like, it just took a few fucking slip ups. Like, if this stupid harp thing, or yeah, that too, but that circular fucking hadron collider. If that shit were real, those fuckers would have already destroyed the fucking planet with it and shit. Probably fucking get some good people in there fucking making it happen too, realizing that's probably the only way to fix it. But nothing happens because they're in control, and all they get is these little fucking nuclear missiles and hit a few cities with them. There has been no fucking... For a bunch of fucking psychopaths, that's weird. For a bunch of people, all they've done, the whole planet, is fucking genocide and invade people and try to find a way to kill everyone else off so they could replace them. You would think that there would be a lot more of that going on. I mean, what, that's like 50 cents to fucking terminate, like, fucking the whole fucking planet except for your own people and shit. And it's not like even their lowest fucking level people lack the emotion to care. So, and they definitely don't lack the ability to be fucking genocidal, murderous psychopaths, terrorists. And the only explanation the game comes up with is they want slaves and stuff. Fucking, that's the only logical thing you could draw from why they don't kill everyone on the planet, but they're so obsessed with doing it so frequently and shit, and acting like they're doing it, you know, like going and invading people for 6,000 plus years. The only fucking thing that even adds up is because they make slaves of everyone and shit. I mean, you really think fucking Howard Stern has a physical prowess to go around for 6,000 years making slaves of people? People are so fucking stupid, they look at people like that and be like, oh, that's God. Let's worship him and shit. No. The story falls apart fucking as you look at it. Like how the fuck does that happen? See, like the teleporting and people appearing out of nowhere, progressing the storyline and shit. And then the ultra powerful people who just can't seem to kill you and seem to die every time they fucking try. Even though you don't even fucking try. You know, you're like sitting there helping them. Like I'm literally putting people's guns to my head and shit. And they run the planet. You'd think they'd have the best fucking poison. They do. They've got the best poisons on the fucking planet. So if they're gonna poison me, why did they play the little fucking games and shit with it? Fucking. I don't think they got any reason to terraform the planet because they're fucking bots. And they could just pull out that bot shit and shut everything down if the game allowed their bot brains to do that shit, right? Fucking. I'm pretty sure this has something to do with why I don't have memories when I'm 4 and younger, is because a lot of video games start that way. A lot of books start that way. The character, you don't start a book reading about the baby goo goo gaga. Baby learns to crawl and baby poops his diaper, and supposedly the humans have all that written in their backstories and shit. I bet you if I asked that one clone I have the book of, still to this day, that I had requested, and when they came up to me and then I had the earpiece and they're like guiding me through the conversation with this person and stuff in a live fucking video on the internet. I didn't. It wasn't called we're guiding you through meeting someone either. Fucking. Like that person was talking to me about their past, and I'm like confused. I'm like, you work? You got a family? Shit, you're fucking what? 24 years old? Damn, bro. It's weird. It's so weird. You got 24 years of fucking memories in your nugget. Like, haven't you went about it's all like a real generic fucking template. It's all like eat potato chips, watch TV, work, go to school, and pretty much void of anything else but one or two other things. Like it's a blank script handed out to people and shit. Fucking handed out to the bots. There might actually be people on the planet. I don't know. Their words definitely imply that there's 3 levels of creation, and it only fucking says one thing. It only uses the word living. It uses the word living specifically on one person. And it says that other things are living, but at the same time it's like, oh, they're creation, and they're, like it's a book of lies and shit. So pretty much you gotta sort through 50% of what they're fucking saying. It's easy to sort through some of it. Like, is this person a bot capable of making up lies and delusions and shit? Like, you can tell that when you're like 4 years old. Like, oh yeah, here comes the flying reindeer. I'm sure of that. And yeah, like, maybe you should put that in the crack pipe and go turn yourself in for fucking child abuse, or fucking get some rehabilitation, which they love so much, but it's never worked for them. Fucking like school, you'd think that'd be rehabilitation to educate people. It didn't quite work. I don't know how. I think maybe the game explained that to me. What it does is it creates a path where they're doing something else, and a human explains how I'm not doing that and why I don't need to. I'm out here trying to work with technology and learn about how that works and get a job. And they're trying to go to first grade and stuff and learn their ABCs. And that pattern has been like my whole fucking life and shit. Right there, fucking. I've never met a person who talked about any of this. Fucking, even the ones I met, like ever since 2020, a little bit of the scripts changed and shit. But I'm pretty sure that's like supposed to play out like that, because it's set up to be 2020 where that happens. So obviously it's supposed to be played out like that. Where I put it all together, all that what the fuck stuff. Why are these people being forced in my life, and was my life being forced the way it is? I get that answered when I simply fucking ask why. For the first fucking time. Once I put it together. I don't know if that was the first time. I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I definitely was like testing the people, the bots around me, who were forced around me since birth and shit. Fucking. And they were working with the sub-bots were working with other bots and shit. I wasn't getting like the exact answer, not till 2020, but I was definitely noticing that the sub-bots were working with other bots and shit. Fucking. Around that time, he's already doing that. That's why we had to get to 2020. That, of course, this is all probably forced. It's like, how else do I even get all this stuff forced my way where I end up going and getting involved in all this shit. It was like all forced into my fucking life and shit. At a certain time point, it was rolled out like that. Including the methods and the means in order to do it, because I wasn't even allowed to participate. It didn't look like fucking, I could act like I had some sort of control and I made decisions, but I'm doubting that. Fucking, I wasn't like, oh, let's set me in the corner so I can read books and fucking, well, they learn ABCs. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. I would have been like, no, how about we just like send me to NASA? But in fact, if I would have been sent there, I would have learned that that's fake, most likely. So that's not going to happen in that storyline. Is the rocket scientist is not going to get picked up by the people who need rocket scientists and their fucking fairy tales. That doesn't happen in the storyline for some reason. Fucking, they make it take tests that get sent to like everyone in the world, including the president, identifying who you are and your talents, and instead there's other things that happen and shit from it. And specifically preventing rocket scientists from going to work on the rockets and shit. Fucking, probably most likely not to exist in the first place. You notice how many people are involved in it, right? If that's the case, like every government in the world. But every government in the world worships this superior bot race as their masters in one way or another. Usually it's through their religion, but sometimes it's through their anti-religions. Fucking, one or two people do the anti-religion thing. Fucking, not really many. Pretty much everyone does. Fucking. I know that shit's going on. And they're still fucking with me and shit and wasting my life. It's fucked up. Toasters get to waste living beings' entire fucking existence and shit. I guess the little toasters are like fucking whining about things are gonna change. You know, smoke their Bible. I got a Bible over here so I can smoke it and shit. Fucking maybe I'll start to have some hope and shit. I started reading the first page and it's just like Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. And you want to check it out here? Let me explain this shit to you. Fucking. There we go. Let's replace the words with Gestapo and Hitler and see what happens. The book of the generation of Hitler, the son of Gestapo, the son of fuck, I don't even know these people's names. I'm not obsessed with it like they are. Oh my god, the son of Ratface. Ratface beget what are these fucking weirdos' names? You guys fucking obsessed with this shit and I fucking hate it. Oh, damn. Gobbles. Ratface beget Gobbles and Gobbles beget Eichenstauffer. And Eichenstauffer beget, might as well just go ahead and use Judas on that one. Judas and his brethren. And Judas beget Gobbles the second, and Hitler the second of Sweden, and Gobbles the second beget Eichenstauffer the second, and Eisenhower, or Eichenstauffer beget Eisenhower. You see where this is? This is a book of a bloodline. Like, there you go, bro. Problem solved. Mystery solved. Scooby-Doo's here to help solve the mystery of what the fuck this book is. And you know, it doesn't take Scooby-Doo to say it, because they're telling you it's a book about bloodlines. It's a racial book. It's a racial manual. And as we go on to read this, now this is the New Testament, the Older Testament. Eventually in this one, Hitler will tell you to worship the race from the Older Testament, because Hitler's of the Older Testament people. So, yeah. But, okay, so, we don't want to get too far into this. Fucking really small and shit. But the first one pretty much is like genocide, rape and kill everyone and take them over. Slavery is good, and genocide. And it's not just genocide, it's genocide everyone. It's like everyone. It's not like, oh well, only Geishenstopper's son or Gobble the 19th. It's like everyone who's not us. Genocide. So it's a pretty simple understanding there. Just it's cool and it's cute and it's friendly. It's for peace and truth. But it's basically a racial manual passed down by one oil line on the planet, one pixel line or something like that. Fucking whatever it is. I don't know why the corpse wasn't bleeding. I don't know why. Fucking. I don't know what's under their skin and shit. Fucking. I don't really want to know. And I'm assuming it's fake, like I'm in a fake shell too, and it bleeds and stuff, so why wouldn't it allow them to bleed, unless that's just part of the game, is you're supposed to figure out their literal bots within the game and stuff. Fucking. But of course, at this point in time, I don't trust that any of them bleed. I mean, shit, bro. Like, look at the control of the hospitals they have, like, besides selling drugs and raping children there. A third possibility could be to hide that there's non-existent species or aliens on the planet. You think it's just there to rape children and sell drugs? Be the largest drug cartel on the planet? They didn't even need drug cartels back in the day, did they? I don't think. They were started to heal soldiers when they were stealing land and stuff like that. That's mainly where the hospitals came from. So obviously, you want to argue, fucking, they were doing something good in between selling all those drugs and raping all those children. You're falling back on a false narrative of why they started doing good things to heal fucking soldiers and shit. So obviously it requires the government to start building hospitals when people live in caves and stuff like that. So it's the government's good people. They're always good people. They're never going to be bad or evil, right? Especially while they're sending everyone to die to steal land and resources for them so they can colonize the world. It's for, that's for good people. Every people who are currently in control of the world at whatever point in time you travel back in time to are the good people of the world, and they're just teaching the rest of the world how to act. That's what colonialization is. It's intelligent humans teaching monkey people how to act right. It's always the same story. Always the same story. Never anything new there. Never anything new coming from it. And what else are you gonna do? Like, I'm always like, well, I'm just like, say we're gonna kill and enslave you. Like, won't they just like fucking be like, oh well, fuck, Oh, good. If you're gonna do that, we'll just work for you. Yes, maybe some people don't like that or something. But that's what it is. It's literally, it starts about talking about a bloodline. And it's no, it's not like any weird thing. I went to church a couple times in the last few years, and I couldn't fucking stomach it because, like, they're talking about worshiping this race, and I'm like, they're not making any fucking. They're not like hiding it under some icing or anything. They're just like, yeah, these people are in control, and they're going to be in control, and worship them, and pass the collection plate, and we'll send our money to Israel so they can bomb and steal some land. And yeah, it's real easy. I mean, it's like fucking 3 lessons from it, but the lessons they want you to learn is to worship them and obey them. That seems to be like, the lesson that you're supposed to. They tell you the other shit, and then they be like, oh, well, we're telling you to do everything we're really doing to release our karma and stuff. Their New Age religion, again, they're like their 50th religion and their 150th religion and their 123rd religion use karma. So it's just a rehash for new people that they've invaded and colonized who refuse to accept invisible Scooby-Doo stories. Or something like, I'm not sure how that works. Why they have to do that? I suppose it's like because it's the Chinese who are the main players I can think of who had to be colonized by Karl Marx and Mao. So they wouldn't let they don't let missionaries in. They fought a war against them and then tried to force them in there. As part of the deal to stop invading their lands, and they said no, and they still say no to this day. So, but lo and behold, who is they're communist? Someone told me they're communists, and that's them again. That's the Abraham. That's the the son of Hitler. It's the son of Hitler, fucking Karl Marx. Fucking Gestapo, the 92nd. And so you can see the story doesn't begin with Rothschild, which is like 1620s and stuff. 1620 after this was invented. Keep in mind they've had to reset the timeline to help brainwash people and shit. Little things like that can really add up. Apparently, somehow it tricks people. Fucking, I think it's kind of just making excuses and stuff for how things are happening. But you can tell that's going on and shit. Like the little Jabba the Hutt clone across the street fucking was playing games. And the cash registers are electronic. Obviously, when they have people call me and waste my time, like back in 2018 and shit, they wasted my entire year playing with the fucking system and having their little fucking bots with their fucking Hindu fucking accents waste my time on the phone all day, because that's what they do. They're a bunch of little girls, Hitler the first and Goebbels the 92nd. I mean, they're a bunch of fucking little girls. They're obsessed with blabbing and talking about useless shit. Obviously, you can see that they have the homosexual pedophile ritual for 6,000 years ago. That's what women do, is suck men's dicks. And so, fucking, they're queens. And you can see today what they're doing, where that goes. People allowing that to exist for 6,000 years. Now they've discovered plastic surgery, and they want to turn all the men into females so they can still have sex with men. But I don't even know. It's probably about castrating slave populations and shit so they can't breed and stuff. I don't know why they wouldn't have did that in the first place. Probably fear of people catching on to the fact that it's not for invisible Scooby-Doo. And which I don't know how anyone falls for that in the first place. Like invisible Scooby-Doo said, let me chop children's wieners and suck them. And they were like, oh, fuck, invisible Scooby-Doo. Fucking, I love that show. That's a real good TV show. Fucking fuck. Fuck me. I didn't know he liked that stuff. Maybe that's what a Scooby snack is. See all those little holes in the system there and stuff in this story just don't add up and conflagurate with the illusion that was 2020, where houses were empty of people and television lights, and streets were empty and stuff, and hospitals were empty. There would be people at some stores and stuff, but it's kind of weird that there was that right there is like kind of weird too. There's people at stores and no one in their houses, no TV lights on either, and no one at the hospitals were dead. It's like they just removed them from the game for a short while or something. So I can only assume what they're up to. We know what they are actually up to and have been up to, like drugging and terrorizing and enslaving and forcing people to have sex with them and date them and marry them and talk to them. Like I said, they're the fucking queens of the world. Inventing, like, protecting this homo pedo rape ritual. It's like it's one of their most valued possessions. Like in the book of We Are Nazis, Worship Us, Hitler is God. In that book, like, they have to include the pedophile thing, genocide, racial supremacy, slavery is okay, and pedophile ritual must perform. So it's like one of their three staples of existence to like act like girls. And so one of their methods they use of warfare, besides raping children and genocide, is raping men and genocide, is more fucking estrogen tactics, like fucking talking about useless fucking shit to stall people. That's where that shit comes from. They come, that's that old story they say about how they took over Africa. They go there, the white man came and gave them a Bible and left with all their land. Like, they gave them the book, blah, blah, the gossip. They gave him the gossip spiel, and then took everything they had back with them. Fucking. So, if you haven't experienced it in person, wondering why these people are fucking doing these things, fucking running their mouths about useless nonsense when fucking real things are happening on the planet and you've got a job to go to and, like, run the planet or anything below it. Fucking, you might have noticed that on occasional the bots blip in and out to impede existence and they use a tool of talking in order to do that. Like, you'll notice when they when they transform into crackheads on the corner, they need to like stall you and shit for a few hours, and even if you give them $5 so they can go buy some crack, like they don't even leave to go buy crack fucking right away. They're out there collecting hundreds of dollars and shit, supposedly, but they're just like stalling you and shit. So, peak patterns and personality traits used by genocidal conquestors and shit. Fucking the female version of the Nazis, pretty much. Obviously, the Nazis are them, and they were leading those people to their death. That's easy to see, 'cause they're like, we're blonde hair and blue eyed supremacists. It's like, what? You forgot to dye your hair blonde this morning, Hitler. You forgot to dye your hair blonde, Gobbles. What's up with that? Did you run out of hair dye or something? Your roots are showing. In fact, fucking your whole hair is showing. I guess it's just that simple, though. They just write that down, and no one can see it. Like, oh, their whole story is just like fabricated and shit. Fucking down to the dumbest shit that they could just leave out, and no one would fucking care and shit. Fucking, unless they're trying to provoke you to kill the people who look that way. I'm not sure if that's provoked other people to hating and kill those people or not. But I definitely, the only thing I could think of logical from that, which I don't think they got logic cores to operate on, because I mean something isn't done logically, but would be to provoke hatred for some other people, which we have this whole multi-thousand years of provoking hatred for someone else, like who genocided the Native Americans. Well, it wasn't them. It wasn't the people who live in America. It was the Europeans. It was someone else. And I mean, that just goes back to who enslaved the Egyptians. It wasn't them. They were enslaved by them. Who's invading the Middle East? Well, the Palestinians are invading the Middle East, and fucking, they're bringing democracy to them. That's what that AI says. Anyways, yeah. So, if you ever see those things happen, you can still blame yourself, and like, just don't blame yourself because like, oh, I messed up, like every time something happens. Because they're obviously bots connected by a neural network. And that's how they do these things. And I think it's got something to do with those symbols and stuff they use. Obviously, the one symbol is their root. Their root god name is AI. And that's the one you have to worship to go anywhere in Hollywood, in the world at all. So, oh yeah, it was weird. I had one of their sigils fucking tatted on me, or carved into me to keep the other huts away and shit. And I was at an event, and it was weird, because that fucking sigil started fucking, like, burning. Not burning, but it was, like, real close to it was, like, energizing type feeling. And it was, like, fucking right where that's at, in the exact shape that is. And it's like, what the fuck is that dumb shit? And you have their little puppets. So maybe it has something to do with when they go and they threaten to kill you if you don't, like, give your soul to them. Maybe it has something to do with with actually giving your soul to them, like you are giving yourself to them as a slave and shit. And maybe the sickles have something to do with some of that shit. I don't know why my arm would fucking do that in that exact spot. If it wasn't trying to tell me that, I mean, I wasn't standing still, so it's not like they could have fucking directed that at me and shit. Fucking in the room I was in. But it does seem to be that all those people at the top are worshiping the AI and shit. You know, to get to the top, and then it kills them off. You know, generally, it obviously they don't die, but you know, Kobe dies, and everyone else dies. Everyone else seems to die prematurely, but those people don't die. Those people, the people that the AI spares and has enslaved the planet and rape all the children. Those things. A little too many links there to just not make the outright assumption when I go to a store and their people or they're running it, that they would be the ones causing the problems and shit. You know, it's pretty obvious. I don't go to a store and think cars are causing the problems at the store, because they don't look like cars. So when the people look like the same fucking person over and over, it's pretty easy to tell that this is what these creatures are, and this is what these creatures do, and that they'd be the ones involved in all this shit. But I don't look at the government and be like, oh, look, it's the Swedish Africans and stuff running it. Like, why are those Swedish people running the country like garbage and stuff? Fucking. It's pretty fucking easy to see. You just gotta be aware. Be aware that the technology doesn't work how they say it, how you pay for it to. Get involved with them enough. Pay attention to the people around you and their motions and how they act. Provoke and document the reactions. And then provoke when they aren't around. And document the reactions they have next time you see them. That's a good sign right there of the neural network. That's real easy. That's probably one of the best ways to see it, is provoke the reactions when they aren't around. And then go fucking play with them like you're their friend and shit. Fucking. And watch what happens. And then do that without your devices too and shit. My device's mics are off, yet how does that work that they fill my feed with their drugs and their hospital drug cartels and shit? Fucking. If I speak of those words around other people and my mics are off supposedly on the devices. But it's been happening before I was on computers. Their people were in my life since the day I was born. So it's been happening before that. I got to be part of the cult ritual and shit when I was born. And then, you know, by the time I was 8, I was rarely on computers at 8. Probably more than other people, but they still, you know, followed through with like the drugging and stuff like that, which took like pretty much the whole fucking city, everyone I'd ever met and been involved with. Took at least 50% of those people to fucking do that stuff, network together to legalize that and promote it and actually force drugs down people's fucking throats or inject them with it and shit. Fucking. And so, yeah, do that. Do that. if you're not good with technology and shit, fuck around with these people, these things, when they aren't around, and see how fast the ones who look like them around you fucking respond and shit. I can get that shit to happen fucking all over the place and stuff since 2020. I've been real aware that's happening. But I think it already was happening before that and shit. Pretty sure, because they were already inserted in my life causing their problems before that, so I just wasn't aware of it. Fucking. Well, that's another day out of the way, isn't it? Fucking another beautiful, gracious day. I'm not actually gonna smoke the Bible. Not in that way. Fucking. There's not enough Bible burnings on the fucking internet, I'll tell you that. I figure you get that, an American flag, and a hillbilly hat. And the odd thing is I'm like thinking of that, and then what appears right in front of me at the store is a bunch of colorful shit that you like burn, and it makes the fire burn different colors. And then there's like a hillbilly American hat. And it's like, well, I don't want to, it's not worth $3 to do this shit. That's defeating the purpose. But figure fucking you just throw that in that hillbilly American hat and have yourself a protest and shit. Fucking protest the alien species enslaving the planet and their fucking major base all at the same time. Good way to celebrate your freedom on the 4th of July. I would go out there and like just tell people they're delusional and Santa Claus and freedom isn't real, but I think that's been pointless the whole time I'm here. So I don't think they care, or they would have done something about it. If they're just having sex with whoever they get fed and having children with anyone who's forced in their life by these people, then who knows? Most of them might be them and stuff. I definitely am in a weird nation full of people who blame everything on one or two invisible people in the government who I've never even had the displeasure of meeting. Could have, but I don't want to. So, rather not. I wouldn't trust the people who know them well enough to take me around them anyways. So I want to be around them that much and shit. Fucking. You can tell there's other stuff's going on. The whole world's being like manipulated and controlled by them and their species, obviously, because they're the ones who get to own everything. And they run the prostitution, the legal prostitution, and the drug cartels, and the mind control, and the fake schools, and the local stores, and the majority of the people who are like teleporting, appearing out of nowhere. They're at least a significant portion of the clones when I request fucking clones and shit. Pretty much everyone I've ever known, which tells me, if that's happening to other people, like that should tell you that that's being forced in your life. Fucking, that's a real obvious thing that there's another species up to something when only one group is in your life the whole time you're alive. And you're not the one making the decisions about who to be around, and then you catch them when you set the bait to try to hang out with other people. Fucking, yeah. And so how do they do the cloning and the shape-shifting and teleporting and own everything on the planet and recite their propaganda as needed quickly, and all that stuff. How do they do all that if it's not some sort of alien hive mind, some sort of bot hive mind thing happening? How are they so neural networked to the technology and shit? If it's not just like a bot species.